welcome back to the channel. Today on 7th Circle Gaming we'll be analyzing a full game, not a piece of DLC for an existing one. The game that we'll be analyzing is, as per the title card, Roll the Waves 3. We'll begin this video, as we do every video here, with full disclosure. And of course you are cordially invited to pause the video and read through all of these at your leisure. If you would prefer not to do so, just let the video run for about a second and wait for the screenshots. In our first screenshot of the video, we're going to look at the world map for the game, and then we'll move on to a short discussion about the user interface. There aren't any real surprises about the world map, as the game is set on planet Earth in, roughly speaking, the 20th century. Now then, on to the user interface. Starting off at the bottom left-hand corner of the screen, players will find here their economic and social indicators. At the bottom center of the screen, players will find a bunch of different buttons useful for managing their particular faction. On the top right-hand corner of the screen is what passes for a diplomacy menu, as well as managing an intelligence agency. Just to the left of the diplomacy menu is the world map. To the left of the world map is a quick access menu from which players can select a particular region of the world. Above that is the system menu. What we're looking at now in our second screenshot is the research tree for the game, which is one of the areas that players are going to want to spend a fair amount of their time when they aren't looking at the main screen for the game. Although the game is primarily a turn-based game, battles and fleet exercises of the type that we're looking at here are resolved in real time, without an option for auto-resolve, as some other games of the genre may have. The game provides players with the ability to design ships according to their personal preference and based on technologies that they've researched, and that's what we're looking at here. We will talk a bit more about this a bit later on in the video, so for now, if you'd like to get a closer look at the user interface here, just pause the video. Otherwise, let's move on to our first proper chapter. For immersion, the game has earned a score of 4 out of 15, frankly very low, which should really be understood as saying that while the game could be immersive to some players, the immersion that it does create is very shallow and easily broken by any external stimuli. And now we come to difficulty, where the game has earned a score of 2 out of 15. The main reason behind that very low score is that the game is very complex and eschews tutorials or even links to YouTube videos that could function as a tutorial for a lot of learning by doing on the player's part. For lasting appeal, the game has earned a score of 4 out of 15. We don't have much to add about this particular chapter, so we will instead move on to the overall score. Overall, the game has earned a score of 3.33 out of 15. While the game may appeal to players with particular interests in naval history, Second World War history, or strategy gamers, it will definitely not appeal. We hope you have your salt handy, because there's a lot of subjectivity to add to this particular analysis. First, the game is about as immersive as looking at a spreadsheet. However, as players spend more time with the game, they're likely to experience a higher level of immersion. The user interface for the game varies from challenging to extremely frustration-inducing. When it comes to indecipherable, the unit designer is a repeat offender. In our evaluation sessions, we often found it easier to let the game design the ships on its own rather than attempt to build them ourselves. One final extremely highly subjective note that we would add before we end the video today is that the price that is being asked for this game is rather high compared to other games of the genre which have more features. And on that extremely highly subjective note, we do congratulate everyone who watched all the way to the end of the video. To see a game analyzed on the channel, leave it in the comments section below, and we'll do our best to add it to our list. Subscribe to see more videos like this one, and until that next video, whatever it might be about, from 7th Circle Gaming, goodbye.